How's it going, YouTube? Oxy here, and welcome back. So, today I'm going to be reviewing Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and I gotta say, wow, I was very surprised. So, Into the Spider-Verse, right? The first one back in 2018. Great film. I really liked it. I did not see it in theaters. I ended up watching it, I think, on like Netflix, but I really enjoyed it. It was really good. And I'll be honest, I guess I was kind of being a hater, and I just really, because I saw everybody was like, oh my god, this is like 10 out of 10, like, hyping this movie up like crazy. And I was like, it's not going to be that good, but boy, was I wrong. So, yeah, if it isn't obvious, it's fantastic. Seriously, wow. Like, really great stuff. Yeah, it's like go see it. That's all I can really say. But I guess to start, like my God, the visuals, like this is like one of the most ambitious, but also like just I'm sorry, I'm not like a loss for words, but like ambitious, but also just technically impressive animated movies just ever. Like, you know how everyone will give like Akira credit, right? Back in the 80s for like what it did to for animation, right? Like the anime style. But this is a film that I think going forward is going to be looked back on like seriously, there are like so many styles going on, very artistic too. Being animated, you can get away with more of that, right? Like mood, like when let's say Spider Gwen is feeling sad, the scene is like blue and things like that. They use a lot of color, and seriously, the art styles, everything fantastic. Like, oh man, like one scene I really love. So we have our a villain by the name of Spot who can make portals, right? Spots. And there's a scene later in the film. Well, spoilers, I should say. Sorry, spoilers. There's a scene later in the film where he gets to like Collider because he needs more power, where he powers up, and just the look of it, like the scene is in like one art style, but then the Collider, because it's like antimatter, is like in a completely different one, and just those contrasts that it pulls off are like really stunning. Like it's a visually beautiful film, very pleasing on the eyes. Like if you don't care about the story, it's I feel like this is a movie you could get high and just be entertained, like muted, just by like all the visuals. Like seriously, it's that good. And I did like the story. So basic plot is, of course, we're back with Miles and Gwen. Gwen is having she finally gets revealed to her father that of course she is Spider Gwen, and her dad can't doesn't take it too well, and there was an anomaly like a vulture but from like the Renaissance, and he's in again a different art style, leaked into her world. That's how he found out, and then we're introduced to like Spider-Man 2099, right? Superior Spider-Man. This other one, I don't remember if they officially like gave her a name, like a specific name, but another Spider Woman on a motorcycle, and she's pregnant. Like we're introduced to these characters, and Gwen leaves with them to become part of the Spider Verse. And Miles, she goes to visit him, but he's left out, which you find out later. It's because he's like the main problem, essentially. Like Miles was not supposed to happen. And seriously, the twists in this movie like are pretty well done. Like the one about Miles was like okay, but there's one later which I won't spoil. That's really well where you're like, oh, we're like there's a big reveal, and you're like, what's going on? But then of course the movie shows it wasn't what you thought it was. So there's just great stuff all around. Similar to No Way Home, how that film, of course, hits the nostalgia or like all the little Easter eggs and references. This has tons, probably infinitely more, just with all the Spider-Men and women we see. So many cool ones. Like ones that stand out. And again, spoilers for me was like we saw the 60s Spider-Man. Like he's moving slow. I was like, okay, that's cool. I don't the name. I'm sorry if like I'm not too familiar, but there's one that he is like a minor character, but he's recurring where it's the red suit, but with the blue sweater and the black, symbol. They use him, and I'm like, that's like such a classic. Like, it instantly takes you back to like '90s, like Spider-Man. Um, but I gotta be honest, 0 out of 10, no Spooderman. I was like, where is our guy? So trash film, joking, but I was hoping. I was like, please tell me Spooderman is in there. Like, yeah, but the one I did not see, and I was honestly shocked, but maybe it's a rights issue. I don't know. Was the '90s Spider-Man from the TV show? Like, I grew up watching that, and it's just like, how did they not have him? I think they had like kid show Spider-Man. There was one like that was in a scene similar to Toby, where he's like holding, and all the Spider-Man because they're chasing Miles, which of course you'll see why. Yeah, he's like holding it, and I'm like, okay, I think that's from like a kid show. But then I'm like, how do you not have the '90s one? He's like, I don't know, to many like iconic, and yeah, I was surprised. Maybe he's in there, but I didn't see him. Yes, the Insomniac, the PlayStation game, Spider-Man is there. He has a line, but it's very like, blink and you'll miss it. But yeah, it's just cool. Like it's again a whole like multiversal thing, so that's always cool. The cast is pretty nice, like the Indian Spider-Man, with like a punk rocker British one. Like they're all great. Spot's a good villain, and the at the very almost the very end, which I mentioned, there's like that big twist. There's like an even bigger one. I don't want to spoil that because it's like go see it. Excuse me. Go see it for yourself. But it's good. Like I can't give it enough praise, honestly. Like and one thing I'll say that definitely is just this movie goes harder than No Way Home in the sense of like multiverse, because all I will say, I won't say who, that this is an animated movie, but we see live action characters in it. Not in like a big role or anything like that, but still we see them, and it's like wow, like this film really took it to multiversal. Like that's really cool. I will say that. Like there's one scene with I'll just say Prowler, of course, which one you'll see, that everybody just was like, whoa, like, yeah, it's really cool. Um, Definitely a fan service movie, which, of course, if you're familiar with Spider Man from the comics, lore, anything like that, you'll catch or like it'll add to your enjoyment. But even if you're not, I think it does a good job of giving you that sense of like, okay, I understand that this means something and all that. And I like the story because essentially Spider-Man 2099 Miguel is like the head of like the Spider-Verse, and again Miles is like the big like he wasn't meant to happen. Like the spider that bit him was from another universe, and yeah, like Miles essentially was never supposed to become Spider-Man. And so the idea is that they patrol the multiverse and make sure things happen according to plan, like following the canon, right? Or there's like a predestination type of thing where certain things are always going to happen, right? Like a fatherly figure will die, an Uncle Ben or whoever. Like Gwen Stacy usually dies. You get it. Like there's these events, and like as a Spider-Man, you just are like unavoidable. Yeah, they always will happen. And if you tamper with it, of course, you mess with the multiverse itself. And it's a great story about Miles coming to. It's just like I like it because it's like no, like I make my own destiny. Like it isn't like what's supposed to happen. It's like I am in control of my destiny, and it resonates with me. I like that. The whole you could look at it in the real world, right? Like what people refer to like the Matrix, right? Or being stuck in like that monotonous like society lifestyle, and then the idea that's like, no, I can make my own destiny, I can achieve more and like break out of the mold, like, you know, it's like the American dream. uh so I really like that. This is a middle movie. It has been confirmed that the part two, or this the third of the trilogy, will come out next year because they were made back to back, this one and the next one. And it ends on a cliffhanger. A pretty great reveal though. And then the ending is just awesome. But go see it. Yeah, it's really good. If I had to rate it, this is easily a 9. Again, if you're someone who, like me, you know a little bit of the Spider-Man lore, definitely a 9.5 territory with all the little Easter eggs and all that. Like you catching it, you know, be like, how many can you catch? Definitely a movie that needs multiple rewatches to like get everything, but really cool nonetheless. Seriously, it's a blast, and kudos to Sony and Marvel. It's like, do more of this, you know, and hopefully it translates to your live action and like the broader MCUs. Like, give us quality over quantity, and that's all we really want. But yeah, guys, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, solid. Go check it out. Um, if you like this type of content, I make new videos every Tuesday and Saturday, usually. And please be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that good jazz. And as always, everyone, I've been your host, Oxy. Take care, and I'll see you next time.